Hello. This is a presentation on Clodion ZATCA Intermediary Server. As you know, this is, as, as the name suggests, it's an intermediate server. It will be like you have a traditional system. You have a system that is traditional like SAP or SAP, Oracle Financial, or something like your own systems, some locally developed systems. So these systems, you if you think that you cannot integrate it now to ZATCA because ZATCA requires lot of programmings like encryption, registration, encryption, and XML creation, QR code creation, a lot of things. Okay, so if your software, some there are many reasons that you cannot do that. Maybe it's an old version. The SAP is an old version, or like a financial or your own system that maybe you don't have the code base, or there are so many reasons that you are not able to put the data directly into ZATCA. So I will draw a ZATCA server here. So there is a ZATCA server here, and there are many reasons that you cannot send e-invoicing to ZATCA. Oh, sorry, ZATCA. There can be many reasons. So what we do here in this case, what we do here, we put a server here, an extra. It's a cloud server that in your own server on the cloud. It's not a third-party server. It's so we will put it here, an intermediate server that is based on ERPNext. So it's a, as you know, ERPNext is a very popular ERP system, but we will use it as a intermediate server. So what you can do, you can send it from here to here and from here to here. We will send it from here to here. So this process will be automatic. So you don't need to do anything day-to-day basis here. You just use the API. So there are multiple methods to do that. I'll tell you. So it will be like how you are sending from here to here. From here to here, you can use the most common method is API. Okay, and there is another methods that you can send it through CSV files. If you have, like, CSV file means that Excel sheet or comma separated values, or you can send it by PDF, a pre-formatted PDF. You can send it to the server and it will send it. So in this session, what I will explain how to use API. In the next session, I will tell you how to use CSV, and in the other session, I will tell you how to use PDF to send it. So when you are doing it, what happens? You are sending it from here to here, and it will send here to here. So what will happen after you get this reply back from ZATCA? So the same API will return a response with the response will be having. This response will be like, it will be having the XML file that you can keep it, XML file, and QR code it will so you can print it on the invoice and send it. So this is basically an intermediate server based on ERPNext. And what you need to do in this case, you need to have a cloud server with the in our intermediary software that is installed on the server. So you can make a server, or going to our web cloud self onboarding server. You can go here and you can select this ZATCA intermediary server and put select it. It can be either in Jeddah and in Riyadh. ZATCA and the Saudi government insists that you need to have servers in Saudi Arabia, so we are put it in either in Jeddah or in Riyadh. Then go to here and you select the server. I want to tell you that we are not restricting anything in the number of invoices, number of companies, number of customers, number of items. We don't restrict anything. Only thing is the load. Normally, you need a minimum load, that is 2 CPU and 4 GB RAM if you are a reasonably good company. Then you can have multiple selections. Then you go here, and it will ask for a. I mean, if you don't need a discount coupon from us, write write to us so we can give you a discount coupon. So this the procedure for building a server, or you can have your own server in this case also. So what we do in this server, we are not restricting anything. You will get your own. We are very programmer friendly, so you can get your own server with root access and everything. What we are offering, you can have root access on the server, and programmer friendly. You can do any programming on that server if you know the Python and JavaScript and all, and full database access. You can you can download backup yourself, and you can even port it to some other server. We don't care, and it's fully open, and full source code also. You will get full source code, everything. So it's the setup. It's not like you are using some third party server that they will manage your data. They will manage. No, it's not. It's just a server, just a cloud server. So you can send it there, and your programmers can build this part also. Now, I will explain. Okay, so before going there, what are the advantages of this system compared to other systems? It is like there is no complication. This is your own server. You build your server, and I will show you how the server is. You can once you build the server, it will be like a normal ERPNext server, and you will have the sales invoice and everything. So what it do whenever you are making a sales invoice, whenever you are making a sales invoice here, you send it to here intermediate server. It will send to ZATCA. So what will happen? I will show you that in practical. So it will be like so this intermediate server, it will create an invoice and send to ZATCA, and the ZATCA will send you clear invoice and QR code, and we will send it back to you. So you can use it, and you can keep this as a storage because legally you need to store it, or you can just go to here, download backup. So you can take a backup of entire system, entire XML and QR code and everything. Then you can go there. So what I will do now, okay, now there is, I mean, advantages. There is no complications. Data is yours. I mean, you can use your own data. I mean, you keep your own data. We are not seeing your data. We are not checking your data. It's your own server. You have root access. Your programmer, they can make changes whatever they need. And this SATCA, we regularly update the program depending on ZATCA. So you can just use that also now. And this is direct enrolling and direct submission to ZATCA. So if you, okay, I will tell you how to do that. We have another video how to do that. So if you build a screen from here, what you need, you will give all the company details, and once you give the company details, then you can just go to ZATCA. There is a setup wizard. You can just continue with that setup wizard, or it is, or you can just go to the company page and create your certificate and everything here, create your private key, public key and everything. Your own. You don't need to share with anyone, because you can go to directly to fatura portal and use your own login and get your OTP password and put it here and build your own. This is very familiar for many people, because many of the OTP you can I mean, from ZATCA you can put OTP here. We have another video how to do this. I will share it in the description, so you can just see that how to register it to ZATCA. So it's a very easy process. It will take maximum 5 minutes if you are doing it. Now, okay. So this is data is US, direct enrolling to ZATCA. Now per device or per user charges, we don't charge anything except that the cloud server uh, monthly charge, that is also very cheap. So we don't look at your data. We don't count how many invoice you are submitting, or what is the transaction value. Nothing. This is your password, your server. You have root access. So we don't care that how many you are submitting, how many user, or whether you are making some changes on the program or anything. We are not caring. And this can be connected from any system that support API or CSV or PDF. So you can just if your system is very old that only support through CSV or even PDF, you can send it. If you have some other format, um, let's know, so we can find a solutions that you can submit that format also. Write to us. That is support@cloudion.com. So you can send it. Will so create instance. I show you how to create an instance. Go to cloudion.com and make an instance and authentication, and then this is the part, the API part. So how is the API part? So okay. So we have two links. One is a Postman setup. So here you can get a Postman help how to do that. Basically, we are very much limiting. I mean, very much simplifying. So we put only two. I'll show you how to use that. So this there are two APIs. These two APIs only you need to use. No, not, but there is an authentication API that we haven't published it. So there is an authentication API when you are on production server, because it need to be coming from your server. There should be certificate. There should be an authentication mechanism that we didn't put it here, but there is, that we will share you once you are logging to our server. Once you onboard your server, we will tell you how to authenticate into that server while sending your data. And otherwise, it is a create as invoice, and there is a file uh, PDF. I mean, how to get the PDF. Okay, so I'll tell you. So what happens here? So these two API, one API, okay, here you can run it from here only if you want to test it, to try it out. And because most of the programmers use it. And here this first one is for submitting invoice or reset invoice, or this submit invoice API. What it will do? Okay, the submit invoice API. Submit invoice API, what it will do, it's a one API, but it will act on the situation. So you can submit new invoice with the same API and collect old invoice, QR and XML with the same API. Or once you are submitting, if there is a delay or something on the ZATCA server, so it may hold it for some time. So you can rerun this in case of delay from ZATCA. In case of delay from ZATCA, you can run the same API, because it will submit from the intermediate server. It will submit in the background. So you can try after some time. So the same API will return you QR and XML once it's done. Okay, so one API, this API, you can use it for all submit related parts. It will handle uh, in a beautiful way all the things. So I will show you how it is working. So you want the Postman, I'll share the link on the show note. So you can go to run in Postman if you want to test it live. So if you have a Postman here, so, or you can on the web also you can run it. So I put on this temporary. Okay, so you can see two APIs here: submit sales invoice and download PDF. So these are the two. Okay. So what happens? So what you can do here, you can see the API here. Okay. So you can see the API, full API here, create simple invoice, and add headers and the body. So you can see it here, the headers and the body. In the body you can see customer name, customer invoice number, tax ID, and everything. So this information you have already on your system, and you can just submit it. So let's say if the customer name is not in the intermediate system, it will create one. Or if there is, because item is, you can see it here, it's okay. So if the item is not there, it will also create one item there. So what it will do, so once you run it here, if you can just try it here. So what you will, okay, so you need to put the proper server here. So here on the API part there is a server. So once you are creating a server, you will get a URL. That URL you need to give it here. I will take my test server URL now, so you can use that for the demonstration purpose right now. Or you can write to us, we can create a temporary server for you. So it will be like here, and there is an extension also here. So just slash API slash method, okay, slash API slash method. So this is the API, and you run it. Okay, so this is the body. When I run it, what happens? You get an XML here. This is the XML, so you can just no. Actually, you are getting a full response from ZATCA, so that it's stored here. I'll show you here. This is an old invoice, I think. So sales invoice. I will show you the intermediate server. Okay. So this one is an old one. I will create new one now, right now. So let's say your system serial number is let's say 111. So this is your your invoice number, your third party invoice number like SAP server or Oracle Finance server, and you have a posting date, discount amount, every possible scenario is here. So I'll just send it. It's a new one. So the same time that you will see it here. So it's submitting to SATCA. So you can see it here right now. It's created one customer invoice. Okay, this customer 1 2 3 4 whatever. Okay, so if you go inside that, you can see it's SATCA cleared. See, SATCA cleared, and you can see a cleared XML here. So and you can see a QR code here. This QR code you can scan with the ZATCA app. But you don't need to come here and see this. That's the most important thing. So once you run this API, the full ZATCA response we will respond. We will send it to you. Full ZATCA response. Okay, full ZATCA response with XML and the QR image. This ZATCA response. It has an XML, so you can store that XML in your system. Either way, it will be here anyway. It will be here. You can download the backup, everything. It will be here, but you can get it there also, and you will get a QR link here. So this QR link, what you can do, this you can put it here. You need an authentication, but I just put it here. So this one you can take and print it on your system. This link, of course, HTML and all. So if you put this link on the HTML, it will add the QR code there. So that is the best possible intermediate server. So now let's say when you were submitting it, there was some connection. I mean, ZATCA server often busy sometimes, so they didn't get it or something. Or even when you submit, you need the same QR code of the invoice sometimes later. So you can run the same query again. So it will return again the same QR code with a message that this is a duplicate invoice reused. So it's an old invoice. Maybe it's not submitted some because of ZATCA server busy or network connection is at that time, but it will resubmit it and send it you back, or there was some other issue And if you have some errors, it will return the ZATCA response with the error code. So you can correct your invoice and send it to you. Okay, so you can use it for sandbox also. So let's say there are many parameters here. If you look at that customer name, so let's say if the customer is not there, it will create a customer. So or if there is an item is not there, it will create an item on the intermediate servers. Okay, so here uh, let's say change a parameter. If it's B2C, so I make it B2C true, then submit it. Okay, so oh, this is an old invoice. So a new invoice on B2C I submit now. Then I will, this is you see is cleared, it's before, because B2B is cleared and B2BC is reported. You can change, okay, if it's a return invoice, you can put it here 1. So that means, and put the value of return invoice like, so it will create a credit note and submit, and the item value and everything. And if you are using tax template, you can put tax template, otherwise it will take automatic or the standard template. So there is a sync. So there is a tax templates that you can see that item tax template, item tax template. So you can see all the tax templates. So you can use any of this tax template if you want, or otherwise you can put it like a standard without. We have explained it here. We have explained it on our Swagger page, how to use it, what are the parameters, item tax template with or without charges, and replace also. We have put the in all the responses, that the common responses we have put it here. So this the way. And then uh, once you put all this is an array, so this is only one item now. So if you want to put more items, you can just put it all serially and you can submit it. So this is the server, and we will customize it for you if you need it for your server to make a any extra type of data or additional data. So you can just send it with that parameters. Now, so once you, okay, there is another API that I want to show you. That is if you are running it on the Postman, create invoice. There is a download you are using for collecting the A3 PDF, that is the ZATCA mandated PDF format. If you want to share to some customers or somebody through email or WhatsApp, you need to use this format, and you just pass here the invoice number that you need to pass. So let me pass it. Okay. So what you will get a link with PDF. So what you can do, you can just either send this link directly or download this link. So you will get a PDF A3 formatted invoice. So that's pretty much, because uh, it's a very easy system that we made it too simple. So you just have two API, and if you need any more support, because sometimes your old system may be having some kind of parameters, some kind of settings or something. So maybe you need to adjust that. So you may need our programmer support. We can immediately do that. We are the, I mean, as you know that ERP Gulf is the one provided source code for ZATCA integration for ERPNext. So you can see it here, our program. So this is just the one most of the users in Saudi Arabia using. So our programmers understand how to handle this. So you can just send your request of any specific thing. So on the next video, I will explain you how to, if you cannot send an API, so you can send it through a CSV file, that is normally Excel file or something, or you can use PDF, that is most systems support that, to print an invoice. So if you send us the PDF format, we will customize it, so you can send it PDF format, so that, because many of the small companies, they don't have that much invoice, so they can just use an API, so they can send PDF to our server. So we will send it to SATCA and send you QR and XML, and you can keep it. So that is what this video is about, and you can write to us also in case. So I have explained authentication, that we will share you once you build the onboard, but for the testing you don't need authentication, and you can submit invoice. You can multiple settings of invoices, because there are so many settings there. You can use that. A non-existing item will be created live, and non-existing customer also will be created on intermediate server. You can select B2B and B2C, whichever there, and you can do duplicate. If you submit duplicate invoice, it will say it's a duplicate invoice, and there is another API. There are two API. This second API, it will give you a PDF A3 that you can send it to your customers, and all. It's an easy system, and if you need any customization on the system, just send it to support at cloudion.com, so we can give you that details. Okay, thank you very much. I will come with a video for CSV and PDF. So please wait for that. Thank you.